welcome to Ignite.fcc Hangout podcast. We aim to be the cream between the Oreos, the bridge between the church and the community. And today, we have a special guest with us. We found a random pretty lady in church. Her name is Jacqueline. Say hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, guys.
And we have the usual team. I'm Sue Jane. This is...
I'm Alex.
I'm Victor.
And yes, we are here today to talk about life transitions. Jacqueline is here because how many years ago did you graduate university again?
2 years. 2 years ago.
Oh my goodness, I feel so old. I left uni about 1 decade ago. About 9 years. How many years have you left uni?
More than a decade ago. But you know what's the kicker? How long ago you have a kid?
Wait, what? From uni to a kid, almost a decade ago.
Yeah, you had a kid when I was studying.
Yeah, just do the math.
Yeah, so we have a range of ages here. We don't have Uncle Mark here, but we do have a range of ages.
Gen Z.
But anyways, the reason why we're talking about this is because in our previous episodes, we actually spoke about FCC being a transition church, in-between church. Everyone is coming to FCC from somewhere, most people anyway, and going through life here, right?
Yeah, I this is what defines FCC, right? If you think about it. We're a church right smack in the middle of a lot of unis, and most of us are here for a reason. We don't wander into this church, well, some of us did, but most of us came from somewhere else, especially like in a bigger context, KL, right, in Kuala Lumpur, most of us are, I'm not saying foreigners, but outsiders. You can actually for FCC also, we established that we are from the Anglican Diocese of Sabah, right? So most of us are from somewhere around Sabah, come here for studies, and then we probably springboard from here to Australia, UK, US, what have
All
you.
back to Sabah.
All back to Sabah. So transitioning is what defines FCC, if you ask me, and the church is very comfortable, can I say this, or familiar. It's very familiar with people that is transitioning throughout in the life of.
In one way or another, there's a transition happening.
So I don't know why it's like words just come.
But yeah, change is constant, you know, and even more so in Faith Christian Center because of the way it is. It's a Sabah church in KL. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, my first question is for everyone. Ready, guys?
I'm ready.
What is your biggest transition in your life so far, and how was it like? Jack?
For me, it's like from Sabah, and is it transferring? Like come to KL. Yeah, because of studies, and also actually it's like came overseas lah. And then come study.
But from like KL to the UK and then back.
Wow.
But yeah, the experience is quite similar in that sense. The culture shock. You have to handle your own finances. What are other things you needed to adapt to, Jack?
Adapt to everything. You need to go alone, no? Like I need to do the laundry and cook yourself. Like, okay, and then handle the housemate. Yeah, even the worst thing.
Yeah. How was your experience with housemates?
You mean like in back to uni time for my housemate? They didn't throw the rubbish. I very hate. They didn't make the things clean. Yeah. So I will just like remind them.
My housemates was like that too. Yeah, they didn't click. They will go drinking in UK. Drinking culture, big thing. They will go drinking, they go party. It's freshest week, so there's 1 week of partying, and like every morning I wake up and the whole kitchen is trash. And then I think I cleaned up for 1 week straight, and then after that I just gave up. I'm like, yeah, whatever lah. I'll just clean my own things.
I think in the uni time there's a lot of this kind of people. But I'm not the one lah. I think I'm clean lah. Yeah.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Listening to this podcast will tell us if they should comment down.
They won't listen to this podcast.
Why not?
Why not? You can send it to them. Oh, I know. It's because you badmouth them.
They did follow me, but I don't think they will go into this. I don't think so.
I think we all have been students here before as well. Like, what are the things in student, like a transition from Sabah or from a normal student to university students? What are the biggest challenges you guys face?
Okay, my transition is very minimal. When I moved to KL to study, my family came with me, and I'm staying with my brother. So all those housemate kind of thing, I don't have that experience. So my only transition, the challenges I have as a student at that time, I think was to organize my own schedule.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I was in secondary, my parents organized everything. I just follow the schedule, tuitions and everything. Then coming here, you have to pick your own schedule, lecture time, go and get all those, and then you organize your whole daytime schedule. Yeah, that's my only challenge.
I think about the same, but the only difference is that my housemate at that time was my secondary school friends that we came together and studied.
Oh,
so
that helps.
That helps. No, actually, if you think about it, if now only you realize how they live, it helps. So how do you tell them, right? I don't know. I hope I'm not the dirty one. I'm not. I don't think so. But mostly is the how do you deal with everyday life, right? You have to travel yourself. Like you have to find a way to go to school. You have to be disciplined. You have to manage your own money now, finally, and also a lot of things that your parents used to tell you and remind you. Now you have to do it to yourself. So that is the biggest transition, I think. But I'm just curious about Jacqueline. But you came over, and did you straight away come to a church, or what happened?
For me, actually, I went like church hopping. So I visited a lot of, a certain of church, several churches. And then actually I found FCC is during a conference called The Greatest Generation. And the people from Ignite that come and approach me. So they told me, hey, got a church, did you go church in KL? I said, yeah, I church hopping, and then I stopped for a while. So afterwards, then he approached me. I said I didn't went to FCC. He asked why. Because I said transportation is the issue. It's the biggest issue. So he said, oh, actually FCC did offer the transportation. So they just offer these benefits for me. So I was like, oh, then got people fetch me. Okay, I go lah.
Well, I mean, not only for you, but oh, thank you for the advertisement.
But I just want to highlight something Jacqueline said. I think like transport is actually a really big issue.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because I think KL, don't say UK lah, but KL, like some places got LT, some places really quite far away lah. And
Yeah.
the buses are not super reliable, like I always say. So if transportation is solved, there's a lot of problems solved, right?
Yep.
Let's talk
Correct.
about the church hopping experience. How did it feel? Was it frustrating, or what? Were you very happy?
I'm not happy, but actually I just like I usually went to Google search that the church surround me.
Yeah, nearby. ones.
Nearby me. Yeah, then I found one in Surian, and then I went there, and they will ask, right, like, new friend, please raise your hand. Then I didn't raise. I just like, if they found out me, then they found out. So I didn't found out me. So I went twice, and then I didn't feel like adapt to the environment, and also didn't have a community there. So I was just like, okay lah, I quit that. Then I go to another churches like in Filo Damansara and also Bukit Bintang there.
She didn't name any churches, but
Yeah, I named the places. So yeah, I just went. I didn't say the church is not suitable for me. It's good, but then just I didn't find the community and related and adapt to lah. So afterwards I stopped for a while, and then I actually feel a bit like wow. Where should I go? I actually did pray lah. Where should I go? And also I stopped for a while, like church hopping, and I also did ask my friend because she is a Christian as well. So actually I do the church hopping with her. So she is very kind of lazy. So actually said, can we take a break for this week? I said, okay. Then we just pray lah, because God and Jesus is everywhere ma.
I mean, technically, yes.
Yeah, so for this church hopping, and then back to that luckily that I joined the Greatest Generation conference. I think that is it's not coincidence or what. So
Divine intervention.
So that
God sent you.
so maybe God send me there, and then send the Ignite to approach me, then have transportation come to FCC.
Yeah.
it's all worth it now. It's all worth it
I think it's
now.
quite funny.
Oh,
So I'm here. Yeah.
Welcome again to the podcast.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we haven't done that today we won't have a guest.
Exactly.
Then what
we
we're
have
gonna do
nothing
today?
to talk about.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a very good way to end this.
It's in the plan.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Okay, so hold that thought. We'll come back to you. But I'm interested to hear Victor's story because Victor, you have like 2 kids, right?
Yeah, 2 kids.
Yeah, and how's that transition to parenthood been? You know, how has it
Uh,
challenged you?
the transition I'm still going through, of course, because as kids grow older, the transition is different for different age groups, like when they go teenage and stuff like that. But I think the biggest challenge I have transiting into parenthood is that there's no real preparation. There's no real resources that you could depend on because every child is different. Every family is different. Every culture, or the family culture is different. Then at first I thought finance would be the biggest transition, the biggest challenge. That's the least actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there will always be ways to raise your kids in different financial cap. Yeah.
There's always Shopee and Lazada.
Just don't compare yourself with others. You see other people sending their kids to all the, expensive places. You don't have to force yourself to do that. You don't have to buy all the toys. You can just bring them to free playgrounds in all the parks that Malaysia has. But the biggest thing is no one prepared me for my mental and my emotion. It is really physically it's tiring, but the toll it takes on your emotion as a parent, that the roller coaster of your emotions. Sometimes you're very happy, sometimes you're very angry, sometimes you might regret certain decisions. All of this suddenly just come into play, and that's a very big challenge into parenthood.
And then you don't have enough sleep.
But it's still fun and it's still good. Don't stop being a parent.
Just now, before this, we were just talking about it, and something you said just now. I just want to bring this out again. How does it feel like when your first child was born in the hospital?
I was. Of course, everyone said you have to be there when your wife gives birth. You have to witness the process. It's just a sudden influx of joy and fear at the same time, seeing your firstborn coming out. And of course, then the nurses had a very good practice, which I was not really prepared for. The moment the baby came out, they just separated the umbilical cord, everything. They just passed straight to me. I've never held a young kid before, not a newborn, and it was a very funny moment. Like she passed to me, I don't know how to hold, like I'm holding like a dish, kind of thing, like a waiter. Like that. What's wrong with you?
Did you do the Simba thing?
I wanted to, but instead of going out, I'm giving back to the nurse.
I don't know how to hold
Yeah. But then as they put my daughter on this, is it incubator or something just to warm her up? Looking from outside, it's a sudden realization that things have changed. Like you enter into a new world, but you're so not prepared for it.
I got a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like before you have the baby, did you go like study all kind of thing and then get preparation before you having it? Before having.
I thought there's like plenty of information
I
out
have
there.
a caveat. He didn't have the baby. The wife had the baby.
Yeah, I mean like let's prepare, right? Discuss, and then you will say this kind of thing, and then you need to wake up at the midnight.
He has a good point. My wife had the baby, so she did all the reading and preparation.
Yeah, both
Then
of you need to study.
Suddenly I
mah.
realized, wait, she's lying on the hospital bed and she's not able to respond. What am I gonna do? We went to some classes that hospitals organize. We had there are resources, books resources, but really just reading it and finally experiencing and doing it is two very different ball game. For example, even in the Bible, it teaches how to raise kids. When to discipline, when not to. But when the actual situation comes, you need to start to think, which is this moment about? Is it a discipline moment? Is it a loving moment? Is it a caring moment? All those, I would say no book can properly prepare you. Yeah, and that is something fun going into parenthood.
I was reminded that day, a long time ago, I think we were talking to Uncle Mark, now Reverend. He said something along the lines which struck me really, really hard. Is that now no one has ever, no parent, no rarely parent has prepared their kids to be a parent. That literally hits me. You know? He said that one of the things that is very important for him now to think about is how can I prepare my son to be a parent. That is so good. When he said that, I just realized all myself. I never thought of that. Or maybe I'll be a good boyfriend, be a good husband. I never thought that to be a good parent. And how do I teach my kid, if I have, to be a good parent? So the generational wisdom passed down and all that. You know what I mean?
But to be fair for Reverend Mark, no one's preparing him to be a grandparent as well. Because being a grandparent and being a parent is also a very different transition. Being a parent, you can directly, get involved with the life of your child. A grandparent, you have to find ways to get involved with the life of your child to involve in the life of your grandchild. So it's a different dynamic. But again, another reason is I think young people, they would love to impart new knowledge on parenting that they might not want their kids to experience what they've experienced in the past that might to the parents they feel that it's not good for the kids.
Like for me, like if I were to be a parent, I would not repeat the things my dad did to me that were not agreeable in current standards of life. For example, my dad used a cane a lot.
Cane?
Yeah,
Sugar cane.
Oh. I thought it's a cane.
You never been caned before, is it? Rotan?
Yeah, because I hide them. I hide the. So
So got
where,
lah,
where's my
actually.
rotan?
But probably my usage of the cane might be different, or some people my age will not even use the cane at all, and the only reason why we know maybe to decide not to use a cane is because we have friends, a community that we can refer to, like whether this is normal, this research says blah blah blah, and I read it, or my friend read it, my friend's friend read it, somewhere it said that caning maybe without reason not so great for your child, and then we correct from them.
My experience transitioning is that all the guides you can find online talking about how to be a good parent and stuff like that, it's supposed to build us up as parents, but actually most of the time it discourages us as parents because we feel, how come they can do that? Why can't I do that? Why can't I give my kids? Or why can't I have the patience and love, to be more merciful and stuff like that? But the community is where suddenly you realize I'm not alone. Everyone is, as a parent, is struggling the same thing, asking the same questions. And in that community, sometimes we help one another as well. Not in a sense like one-to-one only, but family to family. There are times where you need that couple moment. Then they could have helped you take care of a kids just for that short period where you sort things out again, So I think community is very important. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like a bit what you're talking about. I digress here, but a little bit like imposter syndrome, right? Like you are expected to be a parent, and you have a lot of input on how to be a parent, but yet you don't feel like you know how to parent. I think, I relate with that, but not because I'm a parent, but because I think the transition to work has been quite interesting as well, quite challenging, because what I think people learn in their degrees might not relate directly to their work. For me, I did biology, but I became a lecturer. That was my first job, A-level lecturer full-time. And the first things people expect you to do is to be able to pick up the book and just teach. But that takes years of experience to be able to do. And you need to prep a lot. And you constantly feel like you're not enough. And you let people down. And you're constantly worried about what people see you as. And then you see what's going through your mind. And it's kind of like you are always doubting yourself. And what really helped was to admit that I'm not perfect, and then to tell a friend and go like, look, I'm struggling through this, and that itself already was really helpful. Coupled to because we Christian, right? With my friends' reminders to look, you are not defined by what you do. So yes, you have imposter syndrome. Yes, it's crazy right now, and you feel like your self-esteem is like the lowest of low. However, you are not defined by what you do, but as a child of God, and that really, really helped as in my transition to work.
Were you always wanted to be a teacher or were you always wanted to be a teacher? We were just talking about this before. I just want to explore a bit more. Yeah.
He just wants me to spill my life,
just
right?
spill your beans, man.
So yeah, my family all teachers, but when I was in secondary school, I went like, Mom, I don't want to become a teacher because I don't want to be stuck in school forever. I don't want to finish school, graduate university, and then come back to school. But yet I am here now. I work in a preschool as a principal, and imposter syndrome is still very real, by the way. And I love what I do, genuinely. Not always I wanted to become a teacher. Genuinely love what I do. However, I always feel like I am not enough still. I'm still learning. Now I have to do marketing, branding, accounting, finance. Then there's so many things to learn, and it's always like an uphill curve. Then there's like AI, there's new things, right, that coming out. Times are changing. So there's a lot to catch up on, but the assurance and anchoring is always, hey, what am I defined by? And what am I working so hard for? Like, is it because I want to please others? Or is it because I love the children? And why do I love the children? Because God first loved. And God sees these children as valuable, precious jewels. And like, that is my motivation now. I think a parent asked me that day, like a visitor, they asked me, so how do you compare with your competitors? I look at the parent, I'm like, how I compare myself with my competitors? I don't even know who they are, but I can just like do I know who they are, but I don't know them, and I cannot keep comparing myself with other people because I can just do my best, and then let really like very cheesy, but let God do the rest, because this is all I can do, and this is my boundary. This is why I do it, and whatever happens, happens. If students come, they come, you know.
Wow, let's
just-
go
so
and
yeah.
let God.
I just want to throw a curveball here. Okay, it's a curveball. Okay,
Curveball.
curveball. You were talking about this. Okay, we are talking about life transition and all that, and it's something you just said just now. What define who we are, right? Okay, you said along the lines of just now you were saying it's not what we do that defines us, but we are defined in the image of God. The identity comes from God.
Yes.
But that is not how we usually operate in daily
No,
lives, right?
yeah.
Every time you introduce yourself to someone, it's like, hi, my name is Sujane, and I am a what, right? What you are, what your work,
Your work.
vocation, or your career,
Your studies.
your studies, whatever it is, kind of puts you in the image, like a mold who you are. And now we're talking about life transition. I just want to explore this thing. Have that ever made you feel anxious or make you feel lost because you have transit into from a husband to a father now, student to a working adult now, teacher to want to be now a principal now. So I just want to throw this here, right? Have that ever made you feel lonely or scared? Like, okay,
Wow.
who am I now today? I mean, of course, we can say, oh, we are a child of God. Yeah, sure. But actually, is there anything that you want to share from this?
So when my wife was pregnant with our firstborn, the most comment I got is that you're not ready to be a father,
Really?
because they were looking as a father mold, and that's who I am, a young, jumpy, crazy, fun guy. That this crazy, jumpy, fun guy is not what a father should be or ought to be, or a father that I see most of them to be. So yeah, they're all like, are you sure you are ready to be a father? You're not ready, lah. You're not ready.
That's very disheartening.
Yeah, serious. But I'm a person that can take in feedbacks, so luckily it didn't affect me too much. But yeah, there are times where I doubt myself. Am I really ready? You know, what can make me more ready? But then I also remember that in the Bible it says God will give you something that you can sustain and bear. So I trust that this child is given to me because God trusts that I can be a father, and that is what continues to help me look at it in a more positive light rather than in fear or in unpreparedness. That was my experience, but I'm not sure about you guys.
I don't think when it comes to transitions and change, no one can say they are fully ready. Because basically you're saying, haha, now something unpredictable is going to happen. Are you ready? Like, I'm ready. Even if you say that, when it happens to you, it happens to you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not something you can be always ready for. Like, no one is ever ready to become a father. Like, no one. No one become a parent, like complete different ball game. I know I'm doing kindergarten work right now. I deal with a lot of children. I am. If you give me a baby now, right now, I am not ready. Cause it's different being a teacher and a parent, completely different ball game in your work as well. It's
I think being an adult is that because I usually joke about this whenever I talk to students like, oh, so yeah, next week there's an exam, it's very stressful. I said, my man, you know when the exam is coming. I don't even know tomorrow if the exam coming up. You get what I mean? Being a student is so, okay, in a sense, relatively more predictable because you kind of know what's going to happen in a semester, right? This semester's going to end week 3, week 4. But as an adult, come Monday, it could be something happen I never prepared for. And I guess we have to, in a way, go through this. I don't like this, I don't like uncertainty. I don't like things that surprise me. In a good way, it's fine, but usually it's not in a good way.
Then you need to think a good way, in a good way.
Like how?
If nothing goes right, make it right.
You're very positive. Huh?
Wow. If
Because
nothing
I
goes
like-
right, be right.
Make it right.
Yeah. If you want to cry, don't cry.
No, you can cry. I
If
love
you're not prepared, be
Be
prepared.
prepared. Don't. If you are sad, don't be
Don't be
sad.
sad. No, you can be sad, but then after sad, be happy.
Be happy. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Be everything. Be everything.
I love that energy.
Because I love challenges and stress.
Really?
Be careful what you pray for.
I didn't pray for it. But then if it comes,
It's okay,
then
I will
comes
pray
lah.
for you.
But you don't get what you want, right? You just get what you don't want, right?
It doesn't work
Right?
that way.
In
It
the
doesn't work that
prayer.
way.
It's not guaranteed, man. It's not
Depends.
guaranteed.
A whole different podcast topic about that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
coming back, loneliness, right? I think, personally, like a leadership position is quite lonely.
Yep.
Like if I have no one to complain to, like my staff, like my colleagues, the teachers can like complain among themselves about me, right?
Oh yeah.
And then they can complain among themselves about work. But if I have a lot of work, I cannot complain to anyone. I can complain to my sister who I work with.
Your
But
husband?
my husband listens to a lot.
Poor Daniel.
But in the end, it's still me that needs to do the job, and I'm
Yeah.
the only one doing my job. So I think leadership positions. I think maybe Victor would relate. I think you as well.
I think as
Like
a
managers,
yeah. As a
Yeah.
father.
As a father.
No, seriously, as a father,
warden.
I cannot understand because this doesn't turn off.
Yeah.
I can leave work. You know what I mean?
And I think that's a reason why some are quitting fatherhood.
Huh?
They
Can
How
just
you?
to quit fatherhood?
they just divorce their family, and just
Run
uproot
away?
themselves. But not,
Oh, so
not,
actually
not in
can,
our
ah.
not in our region. I would say in a different region.
In a
in the
different
world.
region.
Yeah, in
God
the- in
lah,
the
God.
world. There
Wow,
are
that's
cases
a-
like
There
that.
are cases in Malaysia as well, for
But
sure.
that shouldn't be the solution to all of this. Yeah, it is sometimes lonely, but then that's why I say community is important. You gather all the other fathers and it's like, wait, how are we gonna do this? I don't know. Then just open beer, drink, and just have some moments to unwind. And sometimes the answer solution will just suddenly come. Yeah, just don't dwell in the stress. You need communities to unwind. And of course, usually during these moments is when sometimes God speaks to you as well. Some idea comes. Yeah, so
Wow.
I think loneliness is going to come, but how do you deal with it? How
Yeah.
do you make it right?
Mm-hmm.
Is to force yourself not to be lonely.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
You lonely?
Yeah, when-
don't,
Don't
be
be
lonely.
lonely.
Yeah,
Yes, seriously. That's correct.
when loneliness come, you think you're alone in this. Like you will have thoughts that tell you, if I share this with my friends, will they even understand? They don't understand. I don't want to be the one that brings
okay.
down the
Okay.
emotion of those around me. I don't want to be the party spoiler.
Yeah.
But then don't entertain those thoughts. Just find that community, find the other fathers. They have their parenting problem. You have your parenting problem. It's not about throwing your problem to others and let them shoulder your burden,
Okay.
but it's just pouring out, and they will pour out their situation as well. Then you guys just chill.
So
Yeah.
what you're trying to say is that don't deny yourself the chance of get better.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Don't shoot yourself down before trying. Okay. It's just-
I recently told this to a 6-year-old. If you don't tell me what you need, I can't help you. Like, you are lonely and probably you need help. But the first step is to talk about it. Because if you don't talk about it, no one can help you, and it's like it will go nowhere. Like it won't resolve itself. It needs to be out there for something to happen.
And that is also a very big thing that is in this transition of life, right? I think back then when we were like younger, we were staying with our parents and all that. A lot of things are taken care of. I mean, maybe you're something that you don't have, but it's not a big deal. But now when you are living independently, whether with your with your parents or not, but if you mature as a person, one of the lessons that we all usually neglect is that how do you tell other people that you have a problem and you need help? I think that is the one of the least talk about things.
Yeah.
Now not so. Now not so. Now everyone's like, please tell your problem to everyone. But I think what I meant was really find the community, or you need a support system, right? You need to tell people that a circle of trust that you can tell them what is your weakness, what are you struggling with, and that comes with a lot of courage because you have to be vulnerable in front of people.
Yes.
And not everyone can be like that.
Yeah.
And more so for people that has been in a setting whereby you're brought up to be, you have to always perform, you have to always show results. You're not able, in a sense of letting people to see how unsure you are, and that is, you get what I mean? Like same with parenthood, same with getting into a position of leadership, and same
For a student.
for a student turning
Yeah.
into a young working adult.
Yeah.
Telling your boss, I don't know how to do this.
But is it Gen Z? Because I just like, I don't care.
You don't care? Really?
care.
No, I'm genuinely asking. I'm genuinely asking.
You
It's
don't
like-
care about what?
It's like I don't know, then I don't know. I tell her I don't know. This
that's
kind
very
of thing.
good.
I think
Yeah.
that Gen Z's like we criticize them for a lot of things. I'm sorry, Gen Z's.
It's
but
okay.
but I think one of the biggest strengths is that they know how to voice their needs.
Yeah.
They have a strong sense of justice, and they know how to draw boundaries. And I need to learn from them, genuinely.
You're right.
Yeah.
But all that also
And
there's a flip side.
There's a flip side lah, but these are the good things.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a flip side.
hold those thoughts for a moment. I wanna just curious about your experience, because you went through a big transition. What was it again?
Before I came, I was not a Christian. So I think around whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I didn't know that, Alex.
I know. So I was a fairly serious Buddhist when I was in all my life. So I only know about Christ and church after I came here, and at that time someone brought me to church. I have to stay in church. I have to stay in church. If
I
you
wonder
know.
who.
Wait,
You know what I mean?
You stayed in
I
church.
stayed
As
in
in,
church
you
because
stayed
that time was my
overnight, or-
ex-girlfriend that brought me to church.
Oh,
And
that
And I always
makes
say,
sense.
the greatest gospel machine the church has is not all this alpha lah. It's the girlfriends. Yeah, the girlfriends.
Joke, hashtag joke, joke,
No,
joke.
no,
Continue.
no joke. But yes, what can you do? I have to go to church. Okay, look, come on. What can I say? Anyways, I digress. So I have to say, but the thing is, what we were just talking about it just now, before we start recording. But for me to transit from a Buddhist to a Christian is the gap is very big.
So was it like an overnight change,
It
or
is,
what was the
yeah.
turning point really?
Yeah, when I saw the light, no, it was. I went off script there. I went off script there. You didn't get my account then? No. It wasn't an overnight thing. I was. You know what's funny? I've been always yearning for that overnight thing, which is weird.
No, same.
No, because I need that. Because I cannot believe the things will just chip on the thing and I'll just fall over. I always thought that I will be in an accident and I see Jesus and I'll be like, yo, this is so cool.
They said turn over a new leaf, right? Turn the leaf is like 180.
pluck the
Just
leaf
turn
lah.
mah, so easy.
Yeah.
Why turn leaves so
It didn't
hard?
happen that way. So it happened gradually over months, and I would say years too. Still, that to me is miraculous because I never thought that I would be a Christian when I came here. I hate it.
But why do you hate it?
Okay, sorry, church. This is honesty here, right? So how people, okay, if you don't really realize how people see Christianity or the church is how you behave. So I have seen a lot, and I'm not saying everyone's not perfect. At that time, I just have a unfair and biased view of what the church is and what Christianity represents. I feel like Christians are very one-sided. They don't listen. they are stubborn. Sometimes
Why you
they
look
are
at me,
shallow.
ah?
I'm just looking at the panel here, you know. So at that time I came here and said, "Yes, all these people is very, very boring, very okay." So when I did that transition, and to be fair, the community actually changes a lot of things. The community was really receptive, and it made me realize that I'm the stupid one, you know. It made me realize that I was the stupid one.
What?
Yeah, because when you do it right, all this stubbornness and all this insistence made me realize that actually, why would they do this for a person that hate them? You know, that's the paradox.
Oh,
Yeah, I despise. I'm so sorry. He was my.
he was one of them.
He was one of them. Why you have to always fetch me? No, the insistence of it is grace, right? Now I have seen it. like,
Yeah.
after like how many years? But to be fair, that was the transition that I never asked for. And now today I'm a Christian, and I look back at it. It's one of the biggest thing that has changed my life trajectory. There's so many things I ever since taken up, and how I see myself and how I see the world has changed so much because of that slow transition.
Can you tell me like one thing that changed about your view of yourself and the world?
At that time, I didn't realize a lot of things is retrospectively. I know it retrospectively, and I don't know whether you realize a lot of, at least for me, and the people that I know around, like Chinese, Taoists, and Buddhists, they're always afraid of going to hell. You don't want to do the wrong thing and you end up in hell, right? Or you want to go to heaven, you do good things,
There's
right?
a life of fear.
There's life. To be honest, I didn't realize. Okay, I can't say for all people. At least for me, this is, you have to always perform to do something. You get what I mean? The fear of, you always will say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, and you end up somewhere you don't want to be. But Christianity preaches a very different kind of set of understanding of where we're gonna end up with. That is the biggest difference. Now I live a life of free and
Free and easy.
very easy. I just tell myself, don't be sad, because God has been. There's a lot of satirically joke about it, but to be fair, and I think about it, even my friends that is not Christian also somewhere agreed, whereby you don't need to be too uptight about it, because if everything is defined or is a result of what your behavior is, how can you live your life then? You will never live up to the standard. So that is the thing that I realized, that what you said just now, your identity is not so much on what you did or what you do. It's very much on what God has impart on us, on His identity. That is the greatest wisdom that I have ever attained, and I'm still digesting it.
Yeah.
But the more you think about it, the more it makes sense, because no one is perfect. Yeah.
I think it's a huge paradigm shift for even Christians, because once you get that, like get it, number one, you don't feel like you need to perform because of you're scared of failure.
Yeah.
That goes away.
Yeah.
And then number two, because you know that you're a child of God, you're a friend of God, that you're not only, it's not just the church community that makes us not feel lonely. It is the gospel, that God is right beside us. He is with us. He is not just above there, far, far away. He is right here with us, in us.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Victor, you had something to add?
Don't look like I have.
Yeah, you muted your mic. Well,
No, I
if
think-
there's one message you want people to bring home,
Yeah,
what is it?
definitely. Of course, like what you mentioned, knowing that God is with you, it gives you a sense of assurance that your worth is not defined by who you are, like what you mentioned, by performance, but who your identity is in Christ. But I think not only that, is you have this like-minded community that physically you guys are together with God as well in fellowship, and that is something that people are talking about the same values, understand the same kind of belief system, and that actually helps a lot as well. People will be able to understand the struggle more, and they're not going to judge you based on your performance and your struggles. They're just going to be genuinely there. Hey, I'm just here. I don't have the solution, but I'm just here. Yeah, I think this is something that resonates a lot in terms of differences in communities. Why a Christian community is different from the other communities. Most of the communities are in there either by just a certain single interest, maybe a hobby or maybe something that they like, something that they like to have as a pastime, or maybe they are defined by school or a society where they have a common goal. But a Christian community, usually it's like our common goal is just to live as how God intended us to live. Then all topics can be discussed, all kind of struggles can be talked of inside the community. And then it's not always just to find a solution for your current problem. Sometimes we end up without any solution for any single one of us.
But at least we
just
are
being
in it
there.
together.
Yeah, just being there.
Yeah.
That one helps a lot.
Yeah.
Jack, do you have anything to like? If there was one thing you could tell your younger self,
Although you're quite
which
young
is
now.
not, yeah, exactly.
I'm
What-
young.
Yeah, I know. You're
Yeah,
not.
so if there is something you want to tell your younger self, what would it be?
Don't worry, everything is in God's plan. Amen. Yay! Can I hear an amen?
Amen. Wow, such wisdom.
Alex, any final thoughts? One message.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all. Bye bye.
No, I think that I don't want to add too much that I've already said. I sometimes what I do see is that different generations look at the problem a bit differently. Like
Yeah.
how I see Jacqueline now is like how I wish that I'm like her, you know, a bit carefree. I'm not saying you don't care, but you don't care. I hope too much of how people sees you. This is how I will tell myself. You know, I'm sorry, but I need to add this. Can I add this? It's
Go
30
ahead.
seconds, okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies is The Last Samurai. In there is a scene whereby Tom Cruise, if you haven't watched it, Tom Cruise is learning to fight with the samurais. Yeah, he's a foreigner in Japan, feudal Japan. So he was he tried very hard to overcome and to learn and to do the sparring with them, but he keep on failing. I think it's with the sword thing. I don't know what's the official name, but he was thinking too much. And then the Japanese guy, just tell me this thing. He said, in broken English, he said, "You mind people, you mind you mind strategy, no mind." He said that. He said, "No mind." After that, then he whatever. But
What does that mean,
It
actually?
means that you think too much about how
Yeah.
people sees you. You think too much. How do you overcome other people? You think too much about yourself. Don't think too much.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
Just be.
just be,
Just
just
do.
be and deal with it.
Yeah.
So that is what I would want to like tell myself when I was younger, if I am able to go back.
You are young.
And thank you. Amen. Can I hear?
Amen.
Okay, Sujin, what about you?
Just no additional thoughts. Just like summarizing what we've talking today. What quite interesting as well. And the one, yes, everyone's different. Everyone has different experiences, but no one's alone, which is quite unique, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone is uniquely experiencing life, but yet not alone. And there's two things. Like one is people. Like everyone is also uniquely alone. Therefore, we can be alone together.
Oh my god.
Oh.
But also at the same time, no experience is so unique that no one has experienced it before.
Oh, that's good.
And there's nothing on earth that has happened that Jesus hasn't experienced himself. Right? And that's why when we say community, when we say find friends, talk about it, just be, be positive. Like if you're not happy, be happy.
Yeah. Find friends. Community.
It does sound like really surface at first, but if you like deeper into that sense, in the church context, right? When we say these things, it's not like denying your feelings. It's that we are given the freedom now, the power that Jesus has given us through the Holy Spirit, right? We have been given the freedom now to choose for it not to define us, to know mind,
To know mind.
let go, and just be who Christ has asked us to be in church together as a community.
Oh, hallelujah.
Oh, thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
So supportive. Well, I think that's
I know we
it.
have some sound.
Be happy.
Be happy.
Be positive a bit.
So-
That's how life
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, and come to church.
Yeah.
Well, we can try to
No,
come to church.
yeah, try it out. Like, ask questions. I think, I hope you find, whoever's listening to this, I hope you find a community that you can feel safe with and can talk about these things with, because we can be alone together. And if you have any questions, we're in church. Hit us up, right? And if you have any additional comments, like suggestions for future videos, things you want to hear being talked about, please comment, like, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye bye.
Thank you and bye.
Bye.